Okay, it's on.
Hi everyone, our team is Team B. My name is Helen. I'm a financial manager.
And I'm Barry. I'm a product design manager or marketing manager.
And I'm usually the initiative supervisor.
So today we're going to talk about just ideas in the class, strategy plans, product and marketing strategy, product strategy, conversation, cooperation, business strategy, financial competition strategy, evolution, conclusion, and end.
So our strategic plan for camera and drones is always centered on providing multifaceted cameras and drones with a wide range of great value-added services, features, capabilities to last long and well. We adopted a broad differentiated strategy across 4 different regions: North America, Europe, Latin America, and APAC regions. In North America, we focus more about like high-end, premium, and quality, and we are more like drone focused in areas. So cameras, we would usually charge not that much in these 2 areas. In Latin America and APAC region, we're more like service oriented and giving them like providing great cost performance services, through intense promotions. And our vision in global exchange is always like lead with sustainable production and ethical practices in all regions, fostering a culture of safety, professionalism, and equity. We're committed to CSR at all times. Ever since the beginning, we have been contributing relentless innovations through R&D, ensuring broad differentiated leadership and customer-centric solutions, setting new benchmark in excellent sustainability in almost every aspect. For our products, we provide high-end action capture cameras and UAV drones, without focusing on drones, because which we will mention that later. And we will manufacture and assemble ethically by integrating green CSR initiatives throughout the years, and by setting up the improving working conditions, etc. And we slowly increasing more models for the customer to choose, like increase from 3 to 5 for cameras and 2 to 4 for the drones, to increase our selection for the customers and more possible demands that we can draw. For promotion, we have provided extended warranty periods, larger discounts, special contract deals, specifically in Latin America and in APAC regions, where they are more sensitive to price. Pricing. For the pricing, as I mentioned, premium multifaceted pricing in North American region, and below industry average pricing in the other 2 regions, which is APAC and Latin America. And we distribute all regions. We operate in all regions. We all operate in both direct to sell, we sell directly business to customers in all regions, and we also emphasize online retailing, like discounts, website display, in the Latin American and APAC regions, heavily leveraging APAC here. And next, so for our production strategy, for camera workstation installation upgrades, in early stage of the games, we do install a lot of new stations to meet up the new demands, but as we proceed in years 7, 8, 9, we figured that it turns out the new demands is gonna get less and less, and because of the overall contribution of that cameras generated, the revenue for us isn't that much proportionally. We just seize up building more to save on costs in other areas that needs more money. Never exceed our actual assembly capacity is one reason. And for the drone, it's quite the opposite of the cameras. It's our biggest focus. We also upgraded only a few times, and we see some building new ones, but we actually see that our actual demands exceeded our capacity, and we have to sometimes have overtime, but it's worth it considering this just in a short time period. So we managed to contribute to a larger profit margin, even though we have overtime, because we already accumulate a lot of R&D efforts. And for our robotic workstation upgrades, because we have 2 practice years, we kind of test this before and figured that it would be too costly. And once we initiate this kind of a robotic, it sounds great, but then combined with our already lots of R&D efforts, it's not. I don't think we can bear it sufficiently, and we're probably gonna be like drag it down, and it's gonna be not worth it. So that's why we never offered this kind of upgrades, and which we proved right. So composition labor strategy for cameras, as I mentioned before, we don't actually think that's gonna do much to our overall revenue. Probably just 30 to 40% at most of our overall generated revenue. That's why we only we even cut off their wages, their incentive, bonuses to save up costs below average compensation, shrunk them down yearly due to not immense pressure, the market demands, and less of operational efforts required, not much of motivation required. So yeah, and the drone, like same opposite. So we provide maximum, almost reach to the maximum with plus 10% change in base wage every year. Assembly quality incentive, maximum attendance bonus, maximum fringe benefits, maximum, and also best practice almost in the middle of the range. Because our demands just keep rocking up, and then it's a must. Given that is the greatest contribution to our overall performance, for our stakeholders, for our everything. And this approach, helps achieve great cost effectiveness. Once we providing grades, having the best training, providing the best possible products, we can possibly reduce our warranty claim rates. Therefore, we can possibly reduce our chance of encountering stockouts and loss of supposed earned revenue. And one of the most iconic thing we are very proud of. We've been targeting this ever since the year 6, at the beginning. Serious RC's always been our top priority as well. We wanted to be shown as one of the sustainable and really nice company that's doing not just earning money. When we want to earn the right money, we're providing the great working conditions for laborers, letting them to work well, to not deliver the demands for the loyal customers, and also we provide our renewable energy programs in all the years, consistently from beginning to the end. And we started 2 years in green initiatives, and we provided one-time charitable contributions in year 10. Turns out it turns great. We won the reward in year 10, ranked the second in year 11. Yeah, our victory. So it's great. Nice to mention. So we quite satisfied with our result. It proved right. Our image ratings, because of it, really top from year 6 to year 12 all the way. And yeah.
So for the financial strategy, for the capital allocations, we uses a lot of our capitals to invest in R&D. We started 50,000 starting from year 6 to year 8, and then we slowed down from that. And for the fundings, we focus on the debt refinancing. So it's, I don't know if you can understand, but for example, if year 7 have a lower interest rate, we're gonna trade the loans from year 6 to year 7 so that we have a lower interest rate, we pay less in the interest. And for the stocks, we issued 1,500 stocks in year 6, and then, but when the performance comes out, it showed that issuing stock was not a good idea for us. So that's why starting from year 7, we repurchased other stock to increase EPS, ROE, and also the stock price. And I think this strategy is working better than for us. And we also pay dividends yearly. So for the dividends, I thought it would accumulate every year. So if we starting paying 50 cents and then to 80 cents, and then I thought it's gonna be accumulating, but it's not. So we started to pay $4, $5 for the last 2 years. So. Oh yeah, and this is also showing that we really investing in the R&D, and we ranking first for this is for the camera, and for the drones, it's also the first team that invests a lot in R&D.
So I will reflect on the insights from the global simulation. Our focus extends to the strategic positioning and regional dynamics of companies A, B, C, and D. So I will start with the closest competitor. Our closest competitors are companies A and C. I will say in the early game, company C is probably the biggest competitor, but the late game, company A became the biggest competitor. So company A is growing rapidly. They have relatively low price origin. Their approach caters to a widespread price-sensitive consumer base, challenging us and other competitors to innovate and adjust our pricing strategies to remain competitive. And their strategy might have limited their appeal to premium market segments where consumers prioritize features over price. And company C created a strong brand loyalty in nature markets, but might have limited their market size compared to border strategies. And, and for the strategies that we are using, company A, the low-cost provider, their strategy of offering products at competitive low prices across all regions has allowed them to penetrate deeply into various market segments globally. This approach shows a keen understanding of consumers prioritizing affordability, making them a significant player across diverse markets. And at company B, our team embraced a board differentiation strategy. Our aim was to offer a balance between quality and price, catering to a wide spectrum of consumer preferences. This strategy was carefully adapted to regional nuances, allowing us to maintain relevance and appeal worldwide. Company C demonstrated nuanced approach as the focused differentiation. In major markets like North America and Europe, they set premium prices, targeting consumers who value high-end features. In contrast, in emerging markets such as Asia Pacific and Latin America, they adopted lower pricing, indicating a strategic adjustment to local economic conditions and consumer preferences. For company D, they adapted their approach based on specific market and segments need, varying between cost-focused and differentiation. This flexible strategy enabled them to capture different market opportunities, making them an unpredictable competitor. The dynamics among companies A, B, C, D illustrate a diverse competitive landscape, so we create a market where adaptability and understanding of consumer nuances are key. In conclusion, each company's strategy, whether based on cost differentiation, regional focus, or innovation, demands that we are not only understand global trends but also respond adaptively to regional market specificities.
So for our strategy evolution, so starting from year 6 to year 9, our entry strategy was broad differentiations because we offer relatively low prices. I think we were the second lowest price, and our P&Q rating from the beginning was not really good. We were just an average product company, but because of that, because we offer low price and average product, we're getting a lot of market shares. So I think we have 25 to 30% of the market shares from year 6 to year 9. But the strategy got into a lot of problems because we offer low prices, we don't have enough revenues for other expenses like R&D because we invested in a lot of that, and also could not invest in promotions and other stuff. If we want to do the incentives for the employees, we cannot do that, and because of the low strategy. And on top of that, at the same time, the P&Q rating competitive edge. In previous year, investing a lot and it's actually pay off. Starting from year 8, we don't have to do a lot of feature develop, but still keep a really high P&Q rating. So that's why we think this is the time that we need to change our strategies. So we read the guides again, and we understand that for some regions, the customer needs and preferences are different. So for the first 2 regions,
North America and Europe.
in Europe, they are preferring high quality product, but still, if we charging higher price, they're still gonna buy it. So that's why we offering a lot higher, significantly increase our prices for those 2 regions, but still giving a really, a little bit above average prices for the other 2 regions, for both camera and drones as well. And we think that we can sacrifice the market shares for the revenue. And even though our strategy is broad, differentiations, it doesn't mean that we have to really focus on dominating the market or earning the market share. That's why we think revenue is better than the market shares. So that's why. And on top of that, our team has the higher image rating. That is also the strategies for us to keep maintaining a high brand image. And because of the changes, we have more money to brand promotion and marketing for the product. And for the future plan, starting from year 12, I think we're gonna continue investing in R&D and product developing, and continuous monitoring our strategies to see if there needs any adjustment for that, or do we have to change our strategies from that. So, and for the conclusions, our company has, for both two products in 4 regions, has the above average operating profits. And for the year 12, our EPS is 14.32, R is 105.42, and the stock price is 441. We're really satisfied with this result when it's come out. And I think our team overall has a really strong financial positions in the market positions.
So,
And I think that's one thing that we could done differently is not to issuing stocks in year 6, because that's really impacting us in year 7. We could not purchase stock or reissuing stock. So that is one thing that we could have done differently if we had a chance.
So, our lesson learned is basically like, throughout the years, you gotta be careful, you gotta be aware of what's happening in the past, and you gotta predict, logically speaking, like, anticipate the competitors' move. Like, logically speaking, in an ever intensifying market where you compete against each other, you would assume that you usually would somehow maintain or increase a little bit higher price than they did last year. So agile mindset is very crucial to adjust strategic acts for competition of the years. But you gotta be careful with your money. Do you have sufficient, do you have a lot more, too much left over, or you don't have too much and then you wanna buy off, you wanna repurchase it, or you wanna get stock for funding? I mean, it sounds good, like an action for you to do short term, but think about what the implications that may come within each alternative. Spend it wisely in actions, areas where it actually needs improvement, or where you actually wanna improve or spend, get more customer by promotion, or do you really need that kind of a promotion? Do you have the capacity to suffice that kind of demand? You gotta think about those problems. Repaying loans, do you really need to pay back dividends, or do you have enough when you pay back dividends? Do you really need to be purchasing stocks, or do you really need to get loans, or just repay? Do you really need to repay this early or a bit late? Maybe you can bear it or not be able to bear it. You gotta consider it comprehensively. And the third lesson, R&D is very vital. I believe that the R&D accumulated efforts will bring through our quality improvements, efficiency gains, agent risk mitigations, the possible reason of encountering the loss of sales, loss of demand from customers who value quality more. And also for your operation costs internally, in the long term, it can contribute to like the reductions drastically, like per unit and in total. Like if you can see the detailed report in Globus, we achieved the lowest possible operating cost, per unit for the cameras and for the drones. That's why we can achieve more than 50% profit margins, like in the last few years. In stock exchange, like I said, not always be the best way to get funding. It's dangerous. It also thins out the EPS value, and possibly would affect your ROE, and those, your whole performance would be messed up. And this is our appendix. As you can see, amazing. We're growing, and drastically, like year 10 to year 11. I didn't put the year 12, but then, well, we reached almost like 15, and then our RE is like reaching like pretty high. I'm sure our stakeholders are pretty happy, and our stock price. This is year 11, and you can, as we just talked about, like be way above 400. And our maintained credit ratings in like A ever since 9. I was looking forward to like seeing A+, but this is so hard. I don't know. It's probably literally more about the financial part, so I'm not that. Our image rating, a little bit awkward. Kind of like up and down a little bit since year 8, but overall, still like we top. We really maintain that above investor expectation and really satisfied with overall. Like, okay, in year 11, we about like 900,000 K total revenue, and our drones, like I said, more than like almost like 50% of our overall revenue. And in year 12, I didn't put it here, but we reached a million mark. So it's all about like the drones. The drones is the ultimate weapon for this game. It can earn most money because it takes more mines for the assemble, more difficult, takes a long time, and that's why we can charge reasonably high price. And we're not doing it for no reason. We also like invest so much into this, so anyway, it pays off. It's great, and we're proud of us. And that's all. Thank you.